what's up? Ken from Palm Beach Dyno here. We've got our GT500s back at the track again, except today it is so hot. I rented the track and nobody wanted to come with us except one car. So we're testing full-on pump gas street cars next to nitro funny cars. It's gonna be awesome. We're trying to get this bad boy in the 9s today. It's a little hot, but I don't expect anything out of the blue car too much, but we're here testing the belt. We're on an 8-rib belt. We're pushing that thing to the limit, and we were breaking a lot of belts. I think we had one of the tensioners adjusted wrong, and it was a little too close, so we made that change, so we'll see what we get. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, guys, we're back at Palm Beach International Raceway. The countdown has begun. Unfortunately, our home track is closing, so try to get as much testing in here as I can before we can anymore. And I got to drive to Bradenton. I love Victor at Bradenton, but it's a long drive, so we come here when we can. We got both cars. We're going to try and get the gray car here in the 9-second zone. It's going to be very difficult. It is hot, hot, hot. It's going to be mid-80s today. It's the daytime. A lot of times we try to race at night, so there's quite a bit against us on this one, but we're going to try. That's the goal of this project anyway. We want to be able to go 9s on a regular basis, not only when it's perfect. That felt pretty good. 60 foot was not great, but not bad. 1019 at 139. Pretty good for this weather, and especially how hot it was, because Francis drove this one here. We didn't trailer it, so it was a little bit heat soaked. Not bad. I like where that's starting for the day.
Ready?
All right. Next car up. Overkill. Sorry, one sec. Let me get the log ready. All right, so now I'm in Overkill with this car. We've already been 879, but that may be great for most vehicles, but for this car, I expect a lot more. So that's why we're back at the track again. We are having some logging issues. Please stand by. All right, there we go. Switching between the two GT500s being different years confused the logger just a little bit. No big deal. Woo, it is hot today. I'm gonna launch lower.
Ours is sticky. Track's sticky.
I'll just launch at a lower RPM. Crappy 60 foot, so there's no point in staying in it. It just wasn't happening. You know, it's the middle of the day. It's 80 plus degrees out. The track is real greasy, so normally I would reach towards the tune to adjust the power. But we've got Kel-Track adjustable suspension on it, so I'm gonna make some adjustments and see what we get. All right, playing a game of musical cars today. What we're gonna do on this pass, because the last pass was good, the 60 foot was off. and the clutch was just grabbing a little too hard. The only thing I did was basically I'm going to allow the clutch to slip just a little bit more, and this is where it gets tricky. You slip too much and it's going to shut you down. Well, I had to wait for a funny car to run. We're here renting the track with a funny car. They've got one lane and we've got the other lane. That thing is crazy. Hopefully we're allowed to play some of the footage. We'll ask them. This track is not gonna fucking behave today. Alright guys, as expected, this track is being very, very tricky. The last pass in the gray car, I think would have been what I was looking for, but it just spun. It's not the fault of the prep really on a day like today. Like, here's a good example. If you were at a real race, you would have to tune the car to the track. That's common sense. Make changes. Make sure it leaves. You want to obviously make it down the track, but we're not doing that right now because we're here to go as fast as we can and test things, and it doesn't really help us a whole lot just to go down the track. There's no point in it, honestly, if it's not a new best or we're not learning something. But I kind of just wanted to make it all the way down the track. Still on the 1.5s, but not really what we need, of course. 898 at 160 with a 1.5 60 foot. Bam! I'd say we got a pretty solid 8-second combo here because that's not a good 60 foot. Remember, we're in the 1.3s when we go 8s, or when we first went 8s. So to go at 8, 9 in this weather is actually almost unbelievable with that 60 foot. So we'll call that a victory for sure. The other thing we've been testing is you know, we're being real hard on this thing, and we just wanted to make sure it's healthy before we take it to NMRA. So let's take a quick look at the log before I shut the camera off to let you guys know exactly what went on there. Yeah, so it bogged the motor pretty good. I didn't launch high enough. Yep. So it just didn't hit the tire hard enough, and then that just totally bogs out the motor. I short shifted the 1.2 by 700 RPM. The rest of the shifts were pretty good. Not bad. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that it went at 8 with a 1.56 60 foot. It just, I launched like 100 RPM lower than I normally launch, and it just bogged it out. But,
I mean, that might be the safe tune-up, man, just to make it, you know. Yeah,
I'll probably save this as it'll go down any track and run an 8.
Right.
Woo! Man, I know you guys have seen this car run an 879, so an 898 or whatever that was may not seem that impressive, but it is extremely hot. The DA is around 2,000 feet, over 100 water grains, which is very, very humid. I mean, just nothing about the sun's out. It's the middle of the day. A lot of the times when we run in these conditions, at least it's at night, and we don't have to deal with sun. You know, the sun on the track, it adds a whole new level of difficulty. That proves that that combo can pretty much go in 8 no matter what. And I didn't even drive it very well either. I short shifted the hell out of the 1.2, and the other gears I was probably short by 200 or 300 RPM. So definitely encouraging. It'd be helpful if I plug this in. It's also pretty tough going between both cars. If I had them automatically shifting, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But trying to get the timing right, because we're shifting above 8,000 RPM with both vehicles, and we only have an 8,000 RPM tack, so that's obviously not the most beneficial setup. You know what? The same pass you just saw. I'm gonna hot lap it, which I didn't really get on it, so it's not hot at all. And I'm gonna try this pass with traction control on, just for the hell of it. See what happens.
Any one more?
I'm gonna try one with traction control on.
Huh?
I'm gonna try one with traction control on. Alright, before I can get back up to the line, they went ahead and prepped the track, so I'm not going to leave traction control on this time. I will try that later today if we have time. Woo! I think that was my best 60. I was short on the shifts, but let's hope for the best. Oh! 10.00! 10.005. Good news is, I think I messed that up. I think I short shifted. Going back and forth between the blue and the gray car is messing me up. So I'm gonna let the blue car sit a little longer and just let this cool off really quick and go do the same exact hit and hope for the best. Somehow I knew that it was something like that, because I was like, it was fast, but I knew I short shifted it, and that's what happened.
Oh, that's what it was? You short shifted?
I'm pretty sure. Let me look at it real quick. Right here where you're on. Yeah, 1.2 was definitely short. Other ones weren't too bad. I think but remember, it was hot. I think we let it cool down and do the same thing.
Okay.
Good. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it on camera. I said, I bet you that's a fucking 10.0 or something, because I knew I. 64 wasn't quite as good, but maybe I ran and drove it better, hopefully. Whew, this thing gets hot quick. All those failed burnouts probably did not help. Dun, da, da. 10.004. Now they're fucking with me. All right, that's okay. 60 foot was worse. I drove it better. It was almost a wash. So we will let it cool off. I'm not going to change anything else, and let's hope for the best. If I didn't have to do multiple burnouts, I
Don't take the shit and I'll take that seat out.
Yeah. It was just really hot. Like, I looked down at the line, I'm like, damn, it's already pretty hot. So, but I drove it better. Yeah. And very good. We're gonna start it out. I think it's just too hot. Obviously I spun real hard on that first hit, backed up, and then for whatever reason it bogged really bad. I'm not really here. I mean, I would love to set a new best with this today, but you know, going 879 with it, I believe it could go 850s or 860s, but maybe in this weather on a perfect pass, it's going to be in the mid 70s, I would think. So I don't want to beat up on it. Remember, we are on the stock engine. We're headed to NMRA Bradenton next week with it. I mostly just wanted to make sure I can get the belt to live, and it seems like the belt, we haven't broke a belt all day, even though we've been spinning and in the limiter, and I made a full hit with no problems. So the belt issues may be resolved. I'm gonna hop back in the gray car and try to get that 9-second pass. It's just too much, the track's not there for it. It's just, if we were really racing, I would tone it down and go 880s, but I'm here for a new best, so we'll park it. Please be a 9-second pass. Please, 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 please be a 9-second pass. That one felt just exactly the same as a 10.005 and a 10.004, but you're not going to really feel 4,000, so I'm hoping for the best. 10.03. It's pretty warm. Man, I guess we'll try one more hit. We got enough time to cool it down and go one more time. Ouch, I can't hear. I forgot earplugs. That was kind of ridiculous. Whew. I've been around a lot of fast cars, but there's nothing like standing behind a funny car. What do you think of that, Martin?
I love it.
Just wants to go 158, 158, 158. It's still possible, but I don't think so. Just too hot. Dun, dun, dun. 10:012. Just too hot, guys. Almost there, but not really. You could be 1,000ths away and it's still not a 9-second car, but I'm super confident in this tune-up for sure, obviously. It's just busting off 10.0 after 10.0 after 10.0. 999 after 999 after 999 would be better, but I'll take it. All right, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I feel like we made awesome progress today. I wanted to make sure Overkill was ready for Animal Right Bradenton. We made multiple hits. We went an 8 with an awful 60-foot, didn't break one belt, and this is still on the 8-rib setup, don't forget. Quicksand. Quicksand was obviously the most impressive one today, running a string of 10.0s over and over again, all 1.5 60-foots, all on a 20-inch Toyo tire in awful conditions. The DA right now is over 2,000 feet, 110 water grains, and for those of you guys that don't understand what water grains are, maybe we'll do a video on understanding drag racing weather. Go ahead and comment below and tell me if you guys want to see that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video, share it with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.